Hey guys, today I'm going to be demonstrating inheritance and polymorphism. In essence, polymorphism is that one object can take on many shapes and that subclasses or children are actual manifestations of their parent or superclass, as you may want to call it. In this case, I have a grandfather and a father and a son object, in which case a father is descended from his grandfather, or his father, which is the grandfather in this case, and then his son is a descendant of himself, and so forth and so on. And then inheritance and how they quite literally pass down attributes of themselves. So we'll start off with the grandfather here. His title is grandfather. He has health, height, and eye color. So then what we do is we go down to the father, and in the create event, you're able to right click on it, or the default one, and then click inherit the event. And what it'll do is it'll set up this event inherited. And effectively what it does here, in one line of code, it executes your parent's create event. So you can kind of chain it together and build upon it. So here, in the event inherited, I immediately get, based off of this event, I immediately get the grandfather's eye color, height, health, and title. We want to change the title of the father object, so we override that value because we already get a title coming in, but we say we want to change that to father. And then just for some demonstration purposes, we then also want the father to move sideways. So this is something the father will be doing, the grandfather is not doing, because the father is building off of the grandfather. Then we come on down here to the son, similar premise. We're inheriting eye color, height, health, and title, just like the father was doing from the grandfather, but now we are also inheriting that horizontal speed that we were getting from the father. So once again, we're overriding the title that was first coming in here, and then we are also adding a vertical speed. So the son will also be moving upwards. So if we run that, you'll see that I never had to tell the son to move horizontally because his father was already moving horizontally and he inherited that. He started moving vertically on his own accord, and the grandfather was not moving at all. So now polymorphism comes down to all subclasses are manifestations of their parent class. So what we get here is I have a controller object and I have a draw event where I draw white circles around people. So grandfather actually has a parent called person. So at the end of the day, all of these, father, grandfather, son, they are all descended from person. This is the most upward superclass. So that's why the controller doesn't have to address each of these objects individually. It can just say, hey, with all of the people, draw circles around them. Right? So this may be better represented with, say, animals, right? You may have all sorts of animals that fall into different categories, and they all point back to the animal class, and then you can iterate through all of your animals and handle them accordingly, and you don't have to nitpick at every single individual object. This is more of a demonstration of polymorphism, while this create event coming down to this create event and coming down to this create event is a demonstration of inheritance. Also, if you don't choose to override it just by the draw event alone, the grandfather here is drawing their title. If you don't touch anything at all subsequent child classes will just inherit that draw event, unless you specifically demonstrate you want to either inherit, which comes with the inherit call, or if you choose to override, where you can act completely independently of your parent class. But like I said, if you don't touch anything at all, you just default to what your parent was doing for that event. So I hope that clarified any confusion over what polymorphism and inheritance is. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.